Define those travels as you can, as the song always says. What's going on, everybody? Welcome, Goglings, Gogorifics, Gog peoples. Good to see all of you. Hope everyone is doing well. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to episode 350 of Pen and Pixels. I am your host, Arvin Elleron. This is the show that we do here every Tuesday, focusing on story and narrative in games. And we're going to be focusing on Roadwarden again today as we continue to push forward and do what we can to save the peoples. Doing so one decision at a time. And I actually have a new setup here. Or I shouldn't say a totally new setup, but a new program that has been adjusted and altered by our very own Effect Life. So I'm very happy to be showing this off and talking a little bit about this in just a moment. But before I get there, if you have not already done so, please make sure to follow us here on GogCom's Twitch channel. Please check out as well and consider subscribing to us here on GogCom, because that gets us those custom, you can get those custom sub badges and emotes and things like that to use here, there, and everywhere across Twitch. And if you haven't done so already, please consider clicking through to our individual channels, because we have our own individual subsystems and Patreons and things like that as well. Originally was planning to be playing Talisman Adventures today, but we had a schedule conflict. So fortunately, we have 5 Tuesdays in the month, and so we have rescheduled this to the end of the month. So instead, Roadwarden is going to be happening today. Roadwarden today. Next week, I should say, as a reminder, we will not have Pen and Pixels next week. I am canceling the stream for next Tuesday because I'm going to be getting interviewed as part of a kind of a, they're doing kind of like a creatives interview where they're interviewing me as an author and a game master and a streamer at a theater company here called the Fairfield Theater Company, not too far from where I live. And I'm going to be getting interviewed there as part of this. It is going to be live streamed, although not on GogCom or on my own channel. But if I get information about where it's going to be live streamed, I will let people know. But in any case, that's happening. And it's starting at 6 p.m. Eastern. They want me there at 5 p.m. Eastern, which means I would have like a half hour basically to stream next week, and it just didn't make sense. So no stream from me. I'll be doing my own stream on my own channel, but no Pen and Pixels next week. But I'll be back the week after that, 2 weeks from today, on the 22nd for Ghosts of Saltmarsh, D&D Ghosts of Saltmarsh, and then the week after that we will do Talisman Adventures. So we'll still get our requisite tabletop play that we're going to be getting in there as well. Okay, so with that said, let me just put on that. There we go. Hi, everyone. Good to see you all. I hope everybody is doing well. And one other thing that I want to mention here as well very quickly, which is if you are within the sound of my voice and you are in the United States and you have not yet voted, please do not watch this show. Please stand up from your computers. Please go to your mailboxes, to your ballot boxes. And I have put up, shoot, that's not what I meant to put there. Sorry. Never mind that. That's not going to make any sense to you. That's me trying to fix something else. Sorry. Ignore that. That's nothing you need to worry about. That's actually me getting my ArvBot thing working through Effect Life. What I was trying to find, actually, was the thing that I had linked there before. Where are we? Let me find it. Hang on just a second. I will find it. I know it's here someplace. Just hang on just a moment. Let's see. It is going to be there. Okay. How, when, and where to vote. This is what we're looking for. My bad. That's what we want. That is where you need to go look, and you'll be able to find your place to vote. I've been saying this all day, but again, I've already voted this morning, as you can see from the I voted thing. Very important to recognize that if you don't exercise your vote, other people will. If you don't allow your voice to be heard, other people will have their voices heard, and you will be ignored. And that means that they will do whatever ultimately they want to do, and you're not going to have a say in it. So you need to get out and vote. And especially for what is often a younger demographic on Twitch, it is young people in particular that tend to get ignored because they don't vote enough. And that's one reason why getting the young people out so that they can be heard and they can have their voice heard is going to be very important. So if you are in the U.S. and if you haven't already done so, please go vote. There are no polls closed as of right now. It's 4:30, well, 4:20 right now out where I am on the East Coast. Polls are not going to be closing here for another 3 hours or so. And of course, West Coast, you've got less as well. So you've got to go vote. Please do it because, again, this is the way that your voice is heard. And every one of these elections, the stakes are now extremely high, higher than I wish they were in some ways. But it is important that you get out there and vote. And I would encourage you, please, to go do that. Then you can come back and we can go try to save the world in Roadwarden, one person that we're helping at a time. But first, let's save our world that we actually live in first. And we need to do that by voting. So please get those votes in sooner rather than later. Otherwise, I am going to be doing Roadwarden today. Now, what we did last time for this, the last couple times that we've played it, is we've had chat weighing in on these decisions. But what we started to do last time, and I think this was a good idea, is to essentially refine the process a bit where you are going to have your ideas brought up. You're going to be able to vote on the most important decisions, but a lot of the quick stuff like, you go in and like the innkeeper's like, oh, hey, and they have like 10 questions. I'm just going to go through those because I think that will speed things up. And instead, the votes will be happening on the most important decisions. Do we go left or right? Do we attack the innkeeper or not? Do we go to the second floor or the first floor? Things like that. So the important decisions like that. But the gather information type of stuff I'm going to do. Excuse me, because that's going to allow us to make, I think, faster progress with this and move us along in the game. So that is my plan. Now, before I do any of that, I do have to fix this one thing, which is that I have to restart the poll here. So give me 1 second here whilst I do that, so that I can make sure that we have our poll adjusted. Let's see. So... Right. Okay. No other way to do it, I'm afraid. Butthurt. No other way to do it. Each of us has our own morality that we have to consider, but there is no other way, I'm afraid, to be able to do things other than to rely on the morality of the masses, which can figure things out if given time. Okay. Here we go. Give me 1 second. Phone is ringing. Right. Okay, so now that we've done this correctly, it should work. Let's open up the polls. And there it is. Ah, ha, 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 it works. Okay, so now according to Effect Life, we have had some different things done here. So let me check this out. Let's put up the polls here. Hello, Avbot Plus. I know, right? Seriously, Big Boss. That's exactly right. Okay, so according to Effect Life, I did not have a chance to look at this very closely, so I just need to see. There are some cool new things here. Okay, in the dice roller window, there's an additional checkbox. All right, let's do that. So first of all, we have now a dice roller. So let me add that in here. Aha, it works. Okay, chat, go ahead and do this. $ roll space and then roll the number. So somebody roll like 4d6. So $ roll space 4d6. There you go. So it does work. So that's going to be the number that we have if we ever need to roll something. So that's a good little additional thing that's here. Okay. All right, so then the last question, I guess, is how do I do the... So how do I switch the... Oh, wait, there's a file. Okay, hold on a second. Theme. Oh. Look at that. Chat, marvel at the majesty. There's a theme switcher. So here's what it looks like normally. And now, the GOG-COM theme. Pow! God, calm has arrived. Dun, dun, dun. Very nice, Effect Life. Very nice. It works. We have a theme switcher. I love it. I love it. It's great. So there we go. All right. So we've got our bot is ready to go. And that means that we've got to get our Roadwarden ready to go. So let's fire that up. Yeah, I know. It is the white model as opposed to the black models, the dark mode model. Okay. And if I look at installed games, let's get down to Roadwarden. There we go. And play. And if all goes well, it should fire that up. Roll A. And roll can be used as a basic calculator. Okay, cool. There we go. Okay, hang on a second, chat. All right, we should be good to go. Lovely. Okay, and it's this one. Load it up. Okay. So, here we are. And if all goes well, the save games should still be here too. So we're going to make sure that we get that going on. Okay. So let's make sure that we get that going on. So let's see if we can load up our polls from last time. Load. And it was in documents. And save files. And it was Ruined Village Outside, I think. Ah ha ha ha! Look at that. Yes, indeed. All right, chat. So here we go. First one of the day. So we're trying to find our way through, and right now we recently arrived at this village. So I'm going to give us all an opportunity now to get your votes in. So here are the votes. Now we've already been to the scavengers camp. I mean, we could go inside the scavengers camp. So the question is, are we going to go to the road leading north from the village, look around the northern gate, explore the northwest part of the village, the northeast part of the village, the southeast part of the village, the southwest fields, or the southeast pasture? And you can find all of that out by just doing what Akris just did, $ vote space, and then the number, and that will give us a chance. Although I don't see it. It doesn't look like it updated Effect Life, I think. Oh, I know why. Because I didn't. It didn't because I didn't open that up. Never mind. My bad. Now it's there. So yes, so $ vote space. Yeah, I got it. $ vote space and then the number you'd like. So do you vote for road leading north, looking around the northern gate, explore northwest, northeast, southeast, southwest, or the pasture in the southeast? Hey, Kilgore. So get your votes in, chat. Let your voices be heard. And as I said, when we get to things that are like gathering information type stuff, I am not going to be, I won't, you know, I'm not going to like have us go through every, like, should we ask him this? Should we ask him that? Like, I'm going to just do those because I'm going to assume that we want to gather that information. But for something like this, this is one where I want chat to decide what they would like to have done. All right, last call. We may be able to do more of these. We'll see how things go. Second here. Okay. Sorry, one sec, chat. I'm responding to a family thing. Give me a second. Okay. No, I'm trying to get I'm trying to address a family question. I'm getting texted by family and I'm like, not now. Okay. All right. That's good. So, sorry about that. Right. Okay. And the answer is to inspect the pasture in the southeast. Let's do it. Let's inspect the pasture in the southeast. You don't find a single sign of the livestock that lived here in the past. Any bones, horns, antlers, or dung have already been devoured by the wilderness. Where's my bot at? GOG alerts. Oh, I have ArvBot Plus in there. Hold on, let me take care of this one other thing too. I'm going to put this in my Stream Deck because it'll make it easier for me to be able to... Oh, there's ArvBot Plus. Okay. No, I know about ArvBot Plus, but what I really want is the polls. This way I can just press a button on my Stream Deck, which will make it possible for me then to open and close the poll thing, which means you folks will be able to see the picture. So if I put this up here like this, and we go ArvBot Plus polls, that, and then Stream Deck. Enjoy the pleasant guitar music while I get this fired back up. All right, there's the Stream Deck. Okay. Stream Deck, and that, and... I put in the wrong button. Ah, damn it. Why would you... Oh. For some reason, I had the wrong window open. All right. Go here, here. Yes, put that here. I love the Stream Deck, but man, their software Their software could use some serious work. Yes, I want to be here, obviously. Why on earth would I want to go anywhere else? Okay, here, 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 here. Source visibility, put that up there. I want ArvBot. Plus polls. Yes, that's what I want. And I want it in pen and pixels. And I want to go down there, ArvBot plus polls. There we go. Hey! All right, now it's working. The best window is the wrong window. See, that way I can just do that and I can put it back when I need to. Okay, so you don't find a single sign of the livestock that lived here in the past. Any bones, horns, antlers, or dung have already been devoured by the wilderness. The pasture ends at the river. On the opposite bank, the meadow turns into a thick forest, impenetrable for a rider. What are the chances that a herd of defenseless animals could get there and survive? The breach in the southern fence wasn't made by some brute force. You find axe cuts in the spots that were ultimately broken away. After all these years, there are no tracks that you could follow. Okay. Return to the main road. And now that means we can pop our polls thing back up. And now that we've done that, we can clean those or clear those. And that was the one that we went to the pasture, right? I believe is what it was. So, that's easy enough. There we go. All right, chat. Now you can get your vote in for what we do next. So we did the southeast pasture, so now we've got Scavenger's Camp. We've been in the Scavenger's Camp already. So road leading north from the village, we can look around the northern gate, explore the northwest part of the village, the northeast part of the village, the southeast part of the village, or the fields in the southwest. So now you can get your vote in. $ vote space for the number that you want. And you can see it listed there in chat. And as I say, I won't be like doing this for every single, decision, but this is, navigation. You folks have to be a part of this. So. Now we're inspecting the fields in the southwest, it looks like chat is considering. Okay, we're going to last call this. Going once. Going twice. Okay. We're going to inspect the fields in the southwest. Let's close the polls down. You're surrounded by what looks like a field plowed in late autumn, disturbed by hundreds of rains and snowfalls. There's a few clumps of grass and wheat, but a place like this one, abandoned for years, should already have turned itself into a green lea. Excuse me. A barren field? Maybe it was overused, but you would still expect the weeds to sprout. A curse? The path leading west from here ends at the edge of the field, shifting into a meadow, then a forest. Don't have a way to investigate, so the closer you are to the village and the longer you stay around, the sicker you feel. The taste of gastric juices hits your mouth, your forehead hurts, you start to stumble. Swift, worried by the sug, pokes your head with its nose. Now, just for those people who weren't here last time, the guy inside the place that we met said that you get used to it after you've been here for a little while. But because of something about the smell. So the question is, are we going to go back or not? So we're going to put this up there for a two-part vote. If you want to walk far away from the walls, that's $vote space 1. If you want to remain strong and push through the illness, that's $vote space 2. I know we're trying to zip through and explore as much as we can, but you will have to balance that out. But he said, anyway, that we would get used to it. That was his claim. Take that for what it's worth. He's some scavenger dude. Who knows? So $vote 1 to walk away from the walls. $vote 2 to remain strong and to push through the illness. We've come to that time of the year, by the way, where I have to have my lighting system up already as I begin Pen and Pixels, whereas earlier in the year, either I don't have to do it at all if it's during the summertime, or I have to do it like midway through. So, we strong. We can do it. Strong like bull. All right. Last call, last call. Oh, I didn't put the polls back. Sorry. I'm sure you'd like to see that. Yeah, my bad. Sorry. Going once, going twice, and okay. Alrighty then. So, let's see. Let's get rid of that for the moment. So we are going to stay strong. We're going to stick through it. After another few steps, you return your last meal. You spend a minute or so leaned forward, gathering your breath, and wipe your mouth. You feel better. Oh man, the problem is that we are starved. We're gonna have to eat more. Now we do have food actually. So I don't know whether we should eat or not. I don't know whether we're gonna throw it right back up again. So I guess the question is, do we eat? Return your last meal. I know, right, Arudnell? So I guess my question is, do we eat or not? So let me pull up a poll for that. Let's see whether we should we eat? Eat is 1, don't eat is 2. We do have food rations, but we do have food rations. Who eats in a filthy swamp? Yeah, it's true. You know, it might be the kind of thing that we might want to wait. I don't know. We'll see. We could also, like once we leave the village, I suppose, eat. That would be my guess. Yeah, it did. I cleared the last vote, yes. I think it did. Did it not? Oh, it added, it looks like. All right, hang on, chat. We're going to have to give us 1 second. All right, we cleared it. Try again. Sorry, do that again. So let's try that again. I think I may have, maybe I didn't close it out the first time. So let's try that again. So again, $vote space 1 to eat, $vote space 2 to not eat. Yeah, there's a little bit of a bug, Effect Life. It looks like I did close it out, but it looks like it went up to here. Yeah, we're debugging it. It looks like, let me just double check here and see what the chat said though. I'll just do this for now. Eat 1, eat 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know. Okay. All right, well, for now, it says, I don't know. I'm not sure what to say about that, but in any case, eating. It looks like we are going to eat. Okay. So we ate our food ration to increase our nourishment by 2. Okay. So now we're back up to this. All right, so having done that, now we return to this. So now we just have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so now we've explored the fields in the southwest. So that we recently did. We can return to it, but we haven't explored these other areas. So I'm going to open this up. We've returned to this, so we've seen the scavengers camp. We have not looked around the northern gate. We haven't explored the northwest part of the village, the northeast part of the village, or the southeast part of the village. So there's 4 places that we haven't explored basically, and then 1 area which would have us leave. So with all that in mind, go ahead and get your votes in. $ vote space 2 is the road leading north from the village. $ vote space 3 is look around the northern gate. $ vote space 4 is explore the northwest part of the village, which we haven't done yet. $ vote space 5 is the northeast part of the village, which we haven't done yet. $ vote space 6 is the southeast part of the village, which we have not done yet. And then the barren fields we could return to, but we just came from there. So go ahead and get your vote in. Yeah, the normal polls seem to work, but just the something about the 2-part poll. Okay, so we're going to the road leading north, exploring northwest or southeast part of the village. All right, so that's what we've got so far, chat. Now we have a tie. 2 for exploring northwest, 2 for going to the road leading north. So you can always add in, you can always vote if you haven't voted yet, or you can change your vote if you have. You can go $ change vote, space, and then the number you want to change it to. So you could always do that if you wish. Hold the line. We got a tie right now. We got a tie. Are we going to up the ante here? Vote 2. Arudinel wants out of this village. All right, last call. I think I may have given it a last call already, but going once, going twice. Okay, we're going to go to the road leading north. You're at the closed northern gate. The neglected road is partially overgrown. You hear a river in the east separated by the lush meadow filled with crickets and rodents. Okay, so let's save the poll that we have right now. We're going to save this poll. Let's see. All right, so I'm going to save this poll. All right, then we're going to clear all of this. And so we can take a look at the gate. Open the gate. Or I go somewhere else. All right. 3 choices on this one, pretty simple. Take a closer look at the gate, open the gate, or go somewhere else. Take a look at this gate. It's the only one I got. Not much of a gate. I never seem to get a lot. Take a jumbo across the water. And we're going to last call this. It looks like people want to take a closer look at the gate. Free the Balrog. Okay. Take a closer look at the gate. Pushed or pulled, it doesn't move an inch. Someone has spread dirt and rocks both underneath it and around it, seemingly to keep the planks stuck in the ground. Now, while Effect Life is working on fixing that one or the other sort of quick pull, we can do this way. Oh, come on. Okay, what do we do, chat? Open the gate or not? $ vote space 1, I want to open it. $ vote space 2, I go somewhere else. Do we open the gate? Or do we go somewhere else? It looks like the gate is not the leaving the village thing that we might have expected. It's almost like a petulant choice, right? Everyone's just kind of like, I want to open it. I want to open the gate. I gotta open the goddamn gate. Tell me I can't open this gate. Let's get this votes in. Votes in, votes in, votes in. And I want to open it. All right, we're going to try to open it. You should take a look at the other side to be sure it's even possible, especially since it may take a couple of hours without proper tools. Okay. Well, so we're going to have to see what's on the other side of the northern gate if we want to open it. So what that means is we can't just get out that way. So that means that we can clear this. I can load the questions we had from before. What? Damn it. Okay. So, sorry, it accidentally chose something I didn't intend it to do. Okay, so I return to the scavenger's gate. I return to the northern gate. I head to the river. Northwest part of the village, northeast part of the village, southeast part of the village, return to the fields in the southwest. Or I want to open the gate. Now let's save this here since this is different than what we had before. Okay. All right, chat, what's it going to be? What should we do? Now we could head to the river. We could explore northwest, explore northeast, explore southeast. We could go back to the barren fields, although I'm not sure why we would do that. Or, I want to open the gate. Head in the river we need to wash. It's true. It's true. We are right now. We have a dirty face, so that is true. We might be able to use soap there, I guess. Gate mania ensues. All right, once we do this poll, by the way, then we're going to close, and Effect Life has sent me a new version of it, which hopefully will do the job. Last call. Yep, I see it. Thanks, Fact Life. I will download it in just a second. Okay. So, I am heading to the river. Ooh, interesting. All right, I'm going to read this in just a second. Actually, I guess I'll read it now. You see a quenching family of boars, some of them brown, some black. You consider turning back, but they pay you little attention. After a couple of grunts, they run north. The river is not too wide, yet unusually deep, with banks altered by the locals for decades, if not centuries. The water is cold and clean, yet filled with long plants growing from the bottom. You would rather avoid jumping inside or drinking from it, but you're tempted to at least wash your face, neck, and hands. Dozens, if not hundreds, of small fish are looking for tasty leaves, but also try to avoid their predators. A dance of life, completely unaware of your presence. You suddenly realize that there's something else buried among the kelp. A rusty sickle sticking out of the ground, a couple of stone axes and hoes. The wooden handles and a large wagon are covered with moss, but you recognize their shapes. Why would someone drop them here? On the opposite bank, the meadow turns into a thick forest, impenetrable for a rider. Okay, let's see if we're able to actually wash. I guess we can't wash unless it gives us the option. I'm not entirely sure why it doesn't let us do that, but it doesn't let us do that. Oh, there we go, because we can do it this way. All right, so we're gonna close this poll thing down for just a second, so that I can put in the updated version. Let's see. Oh yeah, there's all this stuff we could do now. Wow. Okay. All right. So let's close this. Okay. Let's see what that does. Okay, so now we're going to try it this way. There's polls. That's loaded back up. Okay, we're going to do a test poll here quickly. So if folks could do me a favor and could just vote, doesn't matter what, $ vote space 1 or 2. We're just testing this to make sure it works. Okay, that's good. I just need 1 vote for each. That's perfect. Thank you, thank you. Okay, now we're going to try this again. All right, now try doing that again. Please try vote. Okay, it does work. That works now. Lovely. Lovely. Thank you. All good. It's all good. And there we go. Very cool. Thank you. All right. So now that we've done that, let's get the let's get our questions loaded. There we go. Okay. So now we do have some choices because we found the river. So now we'll be able to do that. So yeah, vote Effect Life for best debugger in chat. That's very true. Yeah, thanks, Effect Life. Okay, so now what we've got is this. All right. All right, bear with me as we put these new ones in here. All right, so the first 2 choices are the ones that we've gotten now that we explored the river. So this didn't actually exist before we explored those choices. So, oh, I did that wrong, didn't I? Washing, I returned to the scavenger camp. Okay, I returned to the northern gate. So let's cut, oh, come on. There we go. Okay, return to the northern gate. Fish trap, scavenger camp, northern gate, northwest part of the village, northeast part of the village, okay, southeast part of the village, explore the southeast part of the village, and then we've got return to the fields in the southwest. We got one more option. I want to open the gate. All right, let's save that new file. Okay. All right, let's open this up. So now we have the option, chat, to be able to wash ourselves in the river. We do have some soap, so we could wash ourselves in the river. We could set up a fish trap, which could also, because we have a net, so we could set up a fish trap, which would also get us some food. We could do that too. And then you see the rest of it. We've been to the scavenger camp. We've been to the northern gate. We could try to explore the northwest, northeast, or southeast part of the villages, which we haven't done yet. We could return to the barren fields in the southwest. We've already been there. Or we could try to open the gate. Maybe because we've actually seen the other side, we could also open the gate. So those are your choices, chat. As you can see, the options are beginning to expand. We're beginning to develop more options available to us. Okay. So it looks like we're setting. I'm gonna do this. It looks like we're setting. If I'm not misunderstanding, we're setting up a fish trap. It looks likely to be. I could, but we don't need the, I don't want to show the dice window though, because it's kind of crowded with the different text options, so I'm trying to avoid that effect life unless we need the dice roller. That's all. I'm trying to save screen real estate, basically. Okay, and closed. All right, time to set up a fish trap, according to chat. You place the basket on the ground, then grab a bowl and start digging, looking for a few larger worms. You bait the stick and push it inside the basket, locking it between the sides, then cover the entrance with the lid. Tying it together takes you a few good moments, but will be easier later on. You attach the entire trap to a bush and push it into the stream far enough that it sinks entirely. Who knows how long it will take before something large enough swims inside. Still, it would be better to not wait for too long, otherwise the prey may die of hunger. Okay, so we can inspect the fish trap tomorrow, which means we don't need to worry about that right this second. So, now that we've done that, Everything else is pretty much the same, chat, now that we've done the thing with the fish trap. We can wash ourselves in the river. We can return to the scavenger camp. We already talked about the rest of these choices. So I'm going to open this now. We can wash ourselves in the river. We could go back to the northern gate. Not sure why we would do that. We've already been to the camp. We could explore northwest, northeast, or southeast in the village. We have not done that yet. Or we could open the gate now that we've seen the other side of it. So we could do that too. We do have some soap, which is nice. I apologize that I keep looking down here, but I'm texting back and forth on family matters, so apologies. Playing mud with family. No. I am not playing a mud. I do not play games when I'm actually streaming. That would be silly. Hopefully that'll be that. Hi, Patry. Okay, so we're going to wash ourselves in the river. I wonder what consider washing myself in the river means. The living stream filled with fish and plants won't help you much, but the oak ash soap you own can help you get cleaner. All right, so I'm going to say wash my shell since it seems clear that that's what we wanted to do. Kelp forest reaches to the water surface. Surrounded by little creatures and the smell of river plants, you crouch by the bank and draw handfuls of water. I put on my clothes. You don't stand out from the crowd. You won't get much cleaner without a proper bath. Well, listen. I mean, I guess we could wash ourselves further, but... So if I'm understanding this correctly, I guess we can't get much cleaner without a proper bath, so that's the best we can do. It still has it there, but I don't really think there's any reason to do that now, so... I know, right? Well, there's not many people left in the village, so I guess it's no big deal either way. All right, so we're not going to inspect the fish trap because we've already done that. Consider washing myself in the river, we did that. Scavengers camp, we did that. Northern gate, we did that. Did the barren fields. So basically, we've got northwest part of the village, northeast part of the village, southeast part of the village, or open the gate. So what do we want to do, chat? Northwest, northeast, southeast, or open the gate? You can get your votes in now. Northwest, northeast, southeast, or open the gate. Open the gate. All right, we have a number of people who are looking at exploring the northwest part of the village. Last call on that. Okay, northwest part of the village it is. The colorful grass covers the entire fenced pasture. The large stone placed in the middle suggests it could be a playground for ibexes, or maybe it's just an old garden. You see a couple of small sheds, a latrine, and a single building to the south, completely burnt down. All of these places were cleaned out by scavengers. Swift doesn't want to approach the large ruins in the north. The terrible stench of feces and rotting food scares you off as well. The paths are covered with goblin footprints. It's daytime, so the pack should be asleep. If the beasts were active, they would try to scare you off or to hunt down your mount. This is their territory, and once they wake up, you will face a furious enemy. Okay. I go somewhere else quietly. Well. That's interesting. So basically, chat, we can explore a little. We have a time to explore a little bit longer. We're definitely we're going to want to stick around here for much longer, though, because it sounds like we are definitely going to want to bail out before it gets to be nighttime. Now, it is not that close to nighttime yet, so there's no need to panic, but we do not want to stick around too long, so just be aware. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, Swift is our horse. Okay, so we can wash ourselves. We've already washed ourselves in the river, inspected the fish trap, go back to the scavenger's camp, we did that. Return to the northern gate, we did that. So it's basically northeast, southeast, or return to the fields and get there, basically travel. Northeast, southeast, open the gate, or travel is basically where we're at. Northeast, southeast, open the gate, or travel is basically what we've got. Panics anyway. I mean, you could just panic in general principles if you want, Darth Sisu. I think that's a good call. Northeast or southeast, chat? We should have time. I mean, it says 8 hours and 15 minutes before dusk. If it takes us 15 minutes to explore an area, then we have plenty of time. But, we may not want to stay around the village forever either, so. We're okay on nourishment. We're doing well with vitality. We're doing well with armor. Appearance is okay, so we're all right. We're managing. Okay, last call. Looks like we're moving towards the northeast part of the village. Hey, Shimmerblade. And okay, northeast part of the village it is. The debris was partially moved outside of the destroyed houses, and I don't know if you noticed, but this illustration has been getting more developed as we explored. But you find nothing of value. The table, cupboards, shelves, and bits and pieces were carefully ransacked. The wildly growing vegetables and herbs are the only remnants of the abandoned gardens. You spot fresh human footprints at the entrance to the latrine, most of which lead to and from the center of the village. You notice a set of simple tools leaned against a pile of rubble. A wooden spade and a shovel, a pointed stick, a hoe with a bone head, a stone axe. All of them are too old and too awkward to bother with transporting them around, but you'll know where to find them if you need them in the future. All right. So now, chat, this gets very simple because we now have explored the northeastern part of the village as well, which means all we've got left to do that we haven't yet done is explore the southeast part of the village. But we have done everything else, pretty much. So I will open this up. we've already washed. We can't inspect the fish shop till tomorrow. We've already been to the camp. We've already been to the gate. We could return to the fields in the southwest. So it's either explore the southeast part of the village or we want to open the gate. Basically, those two things are left. And I like the fact that, as I say, as this is happening, we are, at the same time that this is happening, also managing to sort of open up areas within the village. So when we first got there, it was basically mostly fog of ward, you know, but not now. Now you can see most of it's open, except for that area to the southeast. You can actually see it right here. Sorry. Right around here. That area is as yet unexplored. So you can still deal with that. So it's almost opened up, which I think is pretty cool. I mean, it's not, you know, this is not exactly a graphically intense game, obviously, but... All right, last call. Looks like Chad is in favor of the exploring the southeast part of the village. Yeah, exactly. Hashtag uncover the whole map. Pretty much. Pretty much. All right, I'm going to close that down. Let's explore the southeast part of the village. And there you go. You can see it opened up. You find a small backyard. The ground is beaten. The grass grows only right next to the buildings. It would have been a fair spot for training dancers and fighters. The stakes of the palisade, exactly, are covered with playful carvings left by children who were portraying monsters, weapons, and humans. The rubble has been pushed into the corners of the houses. The furniture is broken, but you find something of use in one of the piles, a slightly rusty piece of steel. Once you pull it out, you realize it's a quarrel for a crossbow, still usable. Okay, won't be difficult to find usable for it. Okay, the closer you are to the village, the longer you stay around, the sicker you feel. The taste of gastric juices hits your mouth. Okay, now this is what happened last time, Chad, and when we did this, we ended up throwing up, and we lost all our nourishment. So I am going to walk away from the walls. I don't think there's any reason to have this be a vote. Okay. And also, we've now explored anything anyway. We go outside, keeping your mouth shut. After a few minutes, your eyes get clearer. Okay, so now all we've got basically is the river or travel. So I think at this point, travel makes sense because we've done everything else that we needed to do. So let's take a look at our journal and see where we're at. Okay, so here are our quests, chat. We have the ruined village here. We arrived at the ruins of a village. The village was destroyed almost 10 years ago. And there was event occurred at the same time as a few others. Newcomers arrived at the Pelt to the north, and Eudocia left Old Pagos. So, first of all, we're still figuring out what's going on with the ruined village, because we have to figure out what happened here, but we don't have any more information yet on how to open that up. Glossia's band have broken the truce. We need to get in touch with Thace, the mayor of Howler's Dell. Howler's Dell, I believe, is to the north, but we'll take a look. We have a scavenger that we can escort, but to do that, we need to make sure the route leading to Howler's Dell isn't blocked by obstacles. So that's another reason to go to Howler's Dell. Find the Roadwarden. The last guy who used to be the Roadwarden is a guy named Asterion, and he was in the White Marshes, a village in the northwest. Helping others is a general thing, and exploring the peninsula is a general thing as well. And the village, supposedly, that we're worried about is to the northwest, which might have used necromancy, so we were supposed to explore that as well. So to sum all that up, we have a large village to the northwest that we need to explore so that we can find out what's going on with the necromancy, and also so we can find the previous Roadwarden, Asterion. And we need to get to Howler's Dell so we can talk to the mayor of Howler's Dell, and also so that we can open up a path to let the scavenger from this village that we're at right now escape up to Howler's Dell. I hope that all made sense. So with all of that said, then travel is what we're looking at here. We can go, so if we go this way to the east, that's going to bring us to an enchantress that's way far to the east, or we keep going to the west. So basically, east means we go all the way back here and head east to start finding this enchantress. But we were told that the enchantress wants money, and we don't have any right now. Or we could go to the west, which is where we will hopefully be heading towards the village and also eventually Howler's Dell. So with those points in mind, I'm going to open up a two-way poll. So, very simple, chat. $ vote space 1 means we go west towards Howler's Dell and the village in the northwest, which is the necromancy place. Or we go back to the east to find this enchantress, but like I said, we don't really have money for her. So, $ vote 1, $ vote 2. I hope all that made sense. All right, last call, last call. Going once. Going twice. Going thrice. Okay. 5 votes. No money for her. We can get a free sample. I know, right? Hey, can you... She'd probably be like, get out. I'll turn you into a toad. Okay, so we're going west. Let's clear out that pole. West we go. You enter the wetlands with their many streams, ponds, and fish. Large birds run and fly between the gray, sparse trees that are covered with moss, mushrooms, and critters. For a human, it may be an unwelcoming and harsh realm, but the overwhelming swarms of insects prove that it's a realm full of life. The danger, with teeth and claws, is hidden below the water's surface. Okay, we're going to save, first of all. Save that there. I stay away from the banks. Ooh. This plant shouldn't be alive, not without leaves. It doesn't resemble the other trees of the wetlands. It's something else. You get off your horse and prepare your axe. The water is filled with dirt and dead plants, and it smells like an old corpse. The roots are spreading far, breaking through the water's surface. You don't see any saurians in the grasses or on the shore. You approach the table-like altar, made of 3 limestone slabs. Were these rocks originally as formless as they are now, or was there a point in time centuries ago when they were precisely shaped and decorated by masters of artistry? There's no way to tell. Swift is peacefully observing the dark grass and slapping flies with its tail. Whatever it is that you feel in the air, it's clear that your companion sees this place through very different eyes. So 2 choices here, chat. I smile and scratch the bottom of its neck, our horse. Go ahead, I'll look around for just a moment. Or, I know there are dark forces hidden in here. I ask the right for a vigilant eye and a bright soul, because this is the person that we believe in, or the creature that we believe in. So, another 2-way vote, chat. Very easy. $ vote space 1 is, go ahead, I'll look around for just a moment. $ vote space 2 is, I know there are dark forces hidden in here. I ask the right for a vigilant eye and a bright soul. Can't do that, kick, block, punch. Unfortunately. Kick, punch. It's all in the mind. If you're going to have me, you're going to find that the lessons in teacher are sure to beat you. But nevertheless, you'll get a lesson from teacher. Now kick, kick, kick. Punch, 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 punch. We need to bring Parappa the Rappa to GogCom. Parappa the Rappa must be brought to GogCom at some point. Oh, sorry. You'd like to see the polls. There they are. All right. Smile and scratch the bottom of its neck, or ask the right for a vigilant eye and a bright soul. $ vote space 1 to just scratch his neck and look around, or $ vote space 2 to ask for a vigilant eye and a bright soul. After which I assume you're going to be exploring anyway. It's just a matter of whether you're asking for someone first or not. I would guess is the case. All right. Going once. Going twice. Okay. Time to look around, then. You don't see any creatures nor humans. Approach the altar or look into the water. All right, this is important again, chat. Do we approach the altar? That's $vote space 1, or do we look into the water, $vote space 2? Approach the altar or look into the water? What do we do, chat? Approach the altar or look into the water? Or do we change it up? Look into the altar, but approach the water. Ha-ha! Did not anticipate that, did you, game? No one planned that. All right. Going once. Going twice. All right, we're looking into the water. You step cautiously. Without knowing how deep it gets, you have to consider that a saurian could be camouflaged in the mud waiting for a victim to get near. Since you don't plan to kneel down and drink, you're hoping to dodge a potential strike. Once you get closer, you start breathing again. While the water is dirty, it's also shallow. You see the vegetation, swimming insects, and even small fish. All of them stay away from the tree roots, which look like a spider web covering the bottom of the pond. Aside from that, you don't see anything that would catch your attention. All right, chat. Another simple one. Do we approach the altar, or, now that we've seen the bottom of the water, do we take a closer look at the roots? $vote space 1 for the altar, $vote space 2 for the roots. Yeah, I do like these fire sounds. Yeah, look into the water while approaching the water. Look into the approach, water the altar. Ha! I got you. I beat your game. We win, Roadwarden. I'd like to thank everyone who made this possible. All right, last call. Thank you, The Vortex, for the follow on GogCom. Welcome to the DRM free community. Going once, going twice, and let's take a closer look at the roots. You kneel in front of one that's lying on the shore. It's brown, covered with hair that resembles that on your arm. When you touch it, it's moist, soft, and warmer than you'd expect. All right, I'm not even going to ask chat this. I'm going to do something with it. What do you try to do? Oh my god. What the heck? Hey, what's up, Paydeck? Okay, so what are we going to do with this root that's warm and, like, softer than we'd expect? Do we eat it? Squeeze it? Kick it? Laugh at it? Alright, we have eat, lick, kick, stroke. What's up, Vortex? Eat, lick, kick, stroke, drop. I'm not even going to try to put this in polls. What have we got? We've got eat, lick, kick, stroke. So you folks can see it's hair, so maybe wear it. Wear it? Okay, Akris, you got to vote for one or the other. You're going to eat it or wear it? Eat it or wear it, and then we'll decide. Eat it, all right. So eat it. I'm going to say that eat and lick are basically the same thing. So lick it, kick it, or stroke it. This is getting to be a very different kind of game than I was planning. All right. Okay, here we go. Lick wins. I don't know. What do you want from me, game? The game's like, what? I don't know. Like, should we do that? Damn it, I said yes. Like I said. The root and soft and doesn't resist your touch. Its smell is not far off from the stench of water from which it sticks out. You feel its warmth, or maybe it's just a trick of your imagination. After a couple of moments, your lips start to itch. Do we do something else, or do we stand up? Hey, what's up, Chul? Oh, I appreciate that. It is definitely cool. Do we do something else, or do we stand up? I have no idea what we just did. I mean, I do know what we just did. I don't know what the implications are. Do we do something else, or we stand? Actually, this one I'll put back as a poll. All right, chat. $vote space 1 means we do something else with it. $vote space 2 means we stand up. Our lips start to itch. I don't know what that means, but that's very troubling. Very troubling. Deeply disturbed. I want to point out that I'm wearing a Mandalorian shirt, which seems very appropriate for wandering the wild, but I don't know that the Mandalorian would ever actually lick something. And you know why? Because he wears a helmet. He would never have let his lips itch. You know what I'm saying? That is the way. All right, we're going to do something else, chat. Okay, what else are we going to do, chat? Are we going to... We've already licked it. Just tell me in chat what you would like us to do. Bite it? What? Patry, really? Burn it. That sounds more like it. I guess we could also take it. I don't know where to take it with. Climb it? Bite, burn, climb. You know what? I'm going to... Okay. Here's what we're going to do. Bite it. Burn it. Climb it. Kick it. Sing to it. Smell it. Insult it. Awesome. Good work, everybody. Get your votes in, clowns. What do you want to do, chat? Bite it, burn it, climb it, kick it, sing to it, smell it, insult it. How exactly do you insult it? Whose suggestion was that? Maladol. What am I supposed to say? Like, yo. Way to make my lips itch, bro. Is that the best you got? I've seen better roots on a poison ivy plant, you know what I'm saying? It's Father Smelterveld. Your father smelt of elderberries. Now go away before I taunt you a second time. All right, last call. If you want to get to vote, Payduck, you just do $vote space and the number. That's how you do it. $vote, all one word, space, and then the number you want to vote for, and you'll get your vote registered. $vote space 4, because I think that's the one you want to vote for. Insult. You are a pathetic... Oh, you are a pathetic root. Yeah, pay that's $vote space 4 if you want to get that vote in. Close, but you need to make space. $vote space and then the number. So $vote space the number 4. And then you'll be good. Waiting. Waiting. Hold. Hold. There you go. I bet you don't even grow far from the tree. There you go. Okay. So we're going to close it. The winner is climate. All right. Here we go. Oh, right. Okay. Either you can't do that or I don't understand you. Okay. So we can't do that, apparently. Climb is not permitted. So let me get rid of that. All right, chat. Bite, burn, insult, kick, sing, or smell it. It's hard to climb an underwater route. Yeah, it's like, what? Bite it, burn it, insult it, kick it, sing to it, smell it. Sing to it is going to be interesting, too. You are a strange item underneath the water. To me, can't you see? You're everything I smelled for. You're everything I need. You are a weird-looking root to me. Sing to it. Sing to it? Really? What am I even going to sing to it? I never saw a tree with a root so big that I could smell it and it was fine. You made my lips itch because that's the way you made me feel when I was brine. Whoa. Sing and insult it. You piece of crap. You know you got this. Okay. All right. So we're going to sing to it. Sing to it. What? Sing. You can't do that either. Aw. Too bad, so sad. All right, we can't sing to it. All right, chat. What's up, Keister? Maybe it's Infocom rules. Sing to tree. All right, we could bite it, burn it, insult it, kick it, or smell it. Is there a romance option? Apparently we're doing that. Yeah, what? Press X to doubt. Right? Maybe we should just publicly doubt it. Oh, we could also cut it. That's not a bad idea. We'll add that to the list. We'll add that to the list, Shadow, after we get through this vol. We already licked it. All that we got was the itchy lips. The tree is an illusion, Geister. Yeah, I mean, it's trying to give you, like, range, I guess, of things to do, but it's a little bit like, well, what do I do? Good to see you, Keister. I have... my Three Rivers application is accepted, by the way, Geister, for next year. So, good news on that score. All right, burn it, kick it, or smell it. Yeah. Yep, be good to see you again. It's at the Lawrenceville Convention Center this time, which I guess it's been before, but I don't remember if I ever went to it when it was there, because if I don't blink. Well, it's not happening till June, so you have a number of months before we have to worry about it. Okay, so we're tied up. Burn it, kick it, and smell it. I need someone to either change their vote or to break this tie. Are we going to burn it, kick it, or smell it, chat? And then we'll add... depending on how this goes, we'll add Shadow's option of cutting it. Burn it, kick it, or smell it. Oh, lovely. That's great. So now we've tied it up. Of course you did that, Dragon Spirit. Okay. Going once. Going twice. All right. We're going to burn it. What? It doesn't let us do that? It looks like we can't do that. All right, well, let's add. At least we're cutting down the viable options. All right, chat. This time we're adding shadows in. Bite it, cut it, insult it, kick it, or smell it. You can't burn it. I mean, it is below the water. I mean that would probably be easier. Yeah. Exactly, Patrick. How exactly do we burn an underwater root? Now, see, now people are saying cut it now because now they're getting mad at the root. They're like, you know what? Screw you. How about I cut you? What do you think about that? Cut it, then smell it. All right, we're tied with bite it and cut it. Bite it or cut it. All right, bite it or cut it. We need to either change vote or have someone add it in. Bite it or cut it, chat. Going once. Going twice. All right. I'm going to try to bite it. Here we go. The scent of decaying water is now especially repellent. You bite into the warm root and start chewing it, but with no results. It's flexible and stretchy, and you can't hurt it with something so blunt. Ah, okay. At least that did something. So now, the options that we have, chat, are... We have bitten it now. We can smell it, cut it, insult it, or kick it. It does look like it could at least be cut. So, progress. Yeah, I know, exactly. So what's it going to be, chat? Smell it, cut it, insult it, or kick it. I think if we're having trouble biting it, like if that's considered blunt, I don't think kicking is going to do anything. I'm just going to guess. I'm guessing that exactly what Pat. Right, exactly, Patrick. I don't think kicking is going to do anything. Fortunately, we have our iron knived toe boots that will cut directly into it. Oh man. Knife boots. Wait, why is it saying runs the shadows with Shadowrun Hong Kong? What? Should not be saying that. What is it right now, UTC? Can anyone tell me what is it right now, UTC? Because he's going to be showing up at 10 Eastern. I know, right, Kilgore? What is it UTC right now? Can anybody tell me? Because I don't want to start opening up another page. It's 10:48 UTC? Really? Okay, so 4 hours from now. So it should be... So we should be looking for 10:48. So we should be looking for because he's going to be doing it 10 o'clock. So basically we want it to be 4 hours later. So we want it to be 22. No. It's 22:48 right now. Okay. So okay, now try it. Now can someone type in next for me, please? Exclamation point next. Okay. That is not right. Because he's doing it at 10, not at 9. So that is incorrect. Okay, one more time. One more time with next, please. It should say 4 hours, 10 minutes, 24 seconds. Should be right. Yeah, okay. That I believe is right. Because I think he's going on tonight at 10 Eastern. Okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you very much. Lovely. Okay. All right, so we have done that. So now we are going to cut it by the will of chat. You pull out your knife, then stop in place. You can't tell what the results of wounding the tree would be. Oh. Interesting. Okay. I'm going to open up a poll then. That's interesting. So, $ vote 1 to make the cut or $ vote 2 to spare it. Because that means we might actually be hurting the tree. So $ vote 1 to make the cut, $ vote 2 to spare it. I don't know if we care about this tree, Mullet. I actually have no idea. I do not know. But when it gave us the whole, like, wait, are you sure? I'm like, am I sure? I don't know. Last call, last call. Going once. Going twice. All right, we're going to spare it. You don't see any creatures nor humans. All right, let's approach the altar. There's clumped dirt in the uneven nicks fused by years of winds and rains. The bottom surface of the table is dusty, but you don't find any spiderwebs or mold, even though it's a perfect spot for them. The tree roots cling to the altar in many spots. They're firmly attached. You struggle to move them even by an inch. The cream-colored limestone is cold and smooth. Do we make an offering or walk away? All right, chat. So, $ vote space 1 to make an offering. $ vote space 2 to walk away. We didn't hurt it. Maybe we should try to offer something to it now. I don't know. And I'm guessing that it's going to ask us what we want to offer after that. Maybe if we lick the altar, chat. Maybe that would do it. Offer our soul. Maybe we need to sacrifice somebody in chat. Maybe if we sacrifice someone in chat, the altar will appreciate our sacrifice. You'd have to pour sugar all over it first. Always offer blood. What could go wrong? Offer us blood. Well, it'll be interesting to see what happens if it says, okay, what do you want to offer? All right, I'm not even going to last call this. It seems obvious that we want to try to make an offering. What is your sacrifice? Okay. Oh my god. Alright, with some trepidation. Okay, what do we offer? Give me some nominations, chat. A flower. Offer an egg. Offer a flower. Blood. Advice. No, because we need to sacrifice it. So I don't think we can sacrifice advice. Sacrifice water? What is our sacrifice? Advice. I'll put advice in there, I guess, but... So we have sacrifice an egg. We could sacrifice just food. Because we do have food. Memories. We're not going to sacrifice memories. We could sacrifice egg, flour, blood, water, advice. We could sacrifice food. Just general food, so we could do that. Yeah, we don't have a vote. Don't vote yet, Chulg. We're just getting nominations right now. You sacrifice a moment of your time and go vote. That's right. Okay. Let's see. Got water, advice, food. Let's see what we've got for inventory. Well, we have... we could sacrifice our horse, no. Could sacrifice our quarrels. We could sacrifice a healing potion. Or we could sacrifice food. I don't know about... I don't think it's a good idea to sacrifice the axe, Maladol. That's our only weapon. We could sacrifice time. Sacrifice ourselves? I'm going to veto that. That's exactly why we should. I will add it to the list with some doubt. I have pressed X to doubt. Okay. I think this is enough nominations. Alright, chat. What should we sacrifice? Should we sacrifice an egg, a flower, blood, water, advice, food, time, or an axe? Blood for the blood god. I see a lot of blood. I sense a lot of blood coming up here. Okay. Vote 43. All right, last call. I'm going to quick save this also, just in case. Since I'm a little nervous about this, to be honest. Alright. What is your sacrifice? Blood. How much? Oh, for the love of God. How much? Alright, hang on a second. Alright. Alright, so how much? Just a couple of drops. Slight cut on the palm of my hand. Make a deep cut. Clench my teeth and hurt myself quite a bit. Try something else. Walk away. No, we don't really have a minor injury though, I don't think. And also, like, what would be the option? Like, I mean, we're gonna like destroy ourselves, like, you know, we bleed ourselves until we're about to die from lack of blood, and then yeah, we are missing one part of it, but the healing potion I think heals 2. It would probably be kind of a waste, I think, right? Because eating isn't going to do it. You'd have to use, like, healing specifically. Can't believe we're actually offering ourselves. I hope the thing's like, well done. If we have a square heart. The tree thanks you and gives you... And the tree thanks you, cuts off a piece of its own root, hands it to you, and then goes, lol. Tree's like, excellent year. I know, right? I just like... Oh my god. Good tree. Alright, last call, last call. Going once. Going twice. Alright. Slight cut on the palm of my hand. It will only hurt a little, he says. Your blood spills on the altar and sinks into it before it gets to the edge. The tree greets your offering with the sound of moving, stretching branches. You try to ignore the pain and prepare water and bandages to take care of the wound. So it liked it? Maybe. Also, now we're down to vitality 2 out of 4. It needed more. Right, so that's the question, right? The question is, like, okay, so do we try something else or do we walk away? And then we may need to actually heal ourselves with the healing potion. If we're going to do more blood, we're going to have to take the healing potion and just be aware that's going to use it up. So it did react, for sure. So $ vote space 1, we try something else. $ vote space 2 means we walk away. If we try something else, I presume that means we could sacrifice more blood. So it's up to you if you want to try something else with it, or if you're like, the hell with this cursed altar. You know, yeah, like that's kind of right, exactly. Heal ourselves the healing potion, then be like, like all over. Oh, man alive. Man alive. Okay. All right, I'm going to close this because it looks like people do indeed want to try something else. So now we, okay, so now we have the option. Like, now you can see the option before you, chat. So I'm going to, can't believe I'm doing this. I'm going to save this as offering blood. All right. Okay. Make an offering. Offer blood. Away. All right, chat. What's it going to be? Sorry, Rudno. So are we going to make an offering, offer blood, or walk away? Now, if we offer blood, it's just we're going to need to do the healing beforehand. We're just going to be aware of that. So... Or we can offer something else. The streamer lays on the altar. Yeah, yeah. No. This is chat. Remember? Chat makes the decisions here. The streamer just looks and just... That's what the streamer is doing. offer 10 pints of blood. I don't know. I mean... may need more blood than we can offer at once. So we just sort of like do a little bit of it, you know, here and there. Do we have any companions? The only companion that we have with us that's not us is our horse. And I'm here to tell you we're not sacrificing the horse for multiple reasons. For multiple reasons, we are not sacrificing the horse. Yeah, that's what I was wondering, Arudnell, yeah. Wanted a hand or a leg. Oh my goodness. This has taken somewhat of a darker turn than I had planned. Than I had anticipated. Alright, last call. Looks like everyone is in favor of making another offering. Although who knows if blood would be the one. Alright, we're going to make an offering. What is your sacrifice? Now I happen to have here. Here's what I've got. I'm going to remove blood because I guess I'll leave blood in there. I guess I'll leave blood in there. So there we go, chat. So, what are we going to sacrifice? So we've got egg, flour, blood, water, advice, food, time, or acts. I know, right, Rudnell? I mean, first chat wanted to lick the root, then they thought about cutting it, then they decided, no, let's cut ourselves. Not sure I like the progression of where we're going with this. Sacrifice time and become old enough to drink beer. Seems legit. All right, we're going to last call. And... okay. Flour. You place a couple of plants of all types and sizes, but none of them seem to do anything. Okay. So... I cleared off flour then. So let me try again. What's up, Infinity? Okay, so the plants don't seem to do anything. So we've got egg, axe, blood, water, advice, food, or time. I'm really interested actually to see how this ends up like playing out. I want to see what the hell this actually is. It did react to the blood, but like, you know, how much blood can we actually give up safely? Okay. Alright, so we're looking at... I'm going to last call this. Right now it looks like we're aiming towards food. Alright, going once. Going twice. And food it is. Food. You place any type of food you can find in your sacks or on the nearby plants, but none of them seem to make any difference. I think I see where this is going, chat. I think I see where this is going, which means we're going to have a decision we have to make here in a minute, but... Alright. Egg, axe, blood, water, advice, or time. What do you think, chat? The only thing that's done anything so far has been blood. It reacted, but we didn't react enough, presumably. But we also, like, it used up part of our vitality, so we're going to have to heal ourselves if we're going to do this. Maybe it's worth it. Maybe we do all that, and then the tree's like, you have the cursed root of doom that destroys all things immediately, or, like, you have given what you needed or something. Who knows? Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Chul. This is exactly my concern. I have a feeling this is heading towards an abundance of blood. Exactly. There we go. See Mean Green Mother from outer space. Mean Green Mother from outer space. So won't you feed me, Seymour? You go downtown where Roadwarden is set. You go downtown where that crazy tree is that. You go downtown to put some blood on an altar. Whoa. Here on the road. Exactly. That will give us lots of flowers. So, right, we sacrifice ourselves, we get fertilizer and flowers, and then profit. Yeah. Alright. Last call, last call. Going once, going twice. Plot twist, it's actually egg, and we just haven't, you know. Okay. Alright. We're going to make an... Whoops. Bloof. Alright. So, if we're going to do this, chat, we do need to heal ourselves. So, just to be clear, we do need to use the healing potion, and I'll quick save just in case. Before we do that. So, just a quick two vote poll. $vote 1 to use our healing potion. $vote 2 to not use our healing potion. Because we're not going to be able to, like, if we make a slight cut, I think we'll be okay, maybe, although that's probably going to get us to 1. A deep cut means we probably die. So we probably can't do that. Or go rest at the inn. Yeah, but that wastes a lot of time, though, Shadow. Because we got to go all the way back to the inn and then go back up this way. I mean, I don't know, I guess. I also want to point out, incidentally, how under no circumstances is this something that any of you would actually do. Right? If you're standing above the altar, I can't imagine most of you being like, sounds good. Like, I can't imagine. There's no way. This is one of those classic, like, you know, oh yeah, I'm a tough guy in a text Roadwarden dystopian future game. Like, let's be clear here. You'd be like, yo, I'm not licking a root, and I'm sure as hell not cutting myself. Oh, man. It's what you tell people you... Right. This whole thing is like a fever dream. Oh, yeah, and then I fought 6 zombies off with my elbow, and then I... The real deep cut is having already sacrificed blood to a tree with spicy roots. Ask me how I know. Yeah, we just walk away. Like, all right. Okay, so we're going to take the healing potion. What? I can't... You can't use your inventory right now. Why not? Wait a minute, wait a minute. Let me see if I can do that now. You can't use your inventory right now. All right, well, I guess the question now is, probably because you're in a conversation. Oh, but that seems okay. All right, well, so chat, here we go. Do we make a slight cut or a deep cut? The first cut is the deepest. $ vote space 1 is slight cut. $ vote space 2 is deep cut. I mean, we do have it saved, I guess. So if something goes south, we can be like, we can reload it, but this is like rip, we had it coming. Oh my heavens. Yeah. Well, this is the thing. Like, obviously, look, in all jokes aside, I would never actually allow us to do anything that was in a game or not commit suicide. But it feels like that's not actually what we're doing here. I don't know what exactly we're doing. This probably really lowers our vitality, and then we use our healing potion, I'm guessing. Must be fun to DM this. All right, here we go. We're making a deep cut. Ugh. Your blood spills on the altar and sinks into it before it gets to the edges. The sound of moving, stretching branches occurs almost immediately. You're on the verge of death. Help! Why can't I use my inventory? Okay, hold on a second. Alright, I'm going to try to use the thing. Alright, I'm drinking it. Tastes like honey, raspberries, and wormwood. Initially, it's awful, but you forget about your senses quickly. Your shell feels refreshed, strong, ready to act. Even the scratches are instantly healed. The ecstatic warmth fills your limbs, and you can't help but smile and giggle for a few breaths. Okay, we're back up to full. Okay, we're back up to full. All right, here we are. It looks like as much as I can before I faint. I'm going to save this under another one, just in case. All right. So we can do as much as I can before I faint. This is terrible. That's fair. That is fair, Bruno. That's a good point. All right, chat. Do we... Okay, chat, here we go. I think, yeah. So we did do the right thing. Do we give as much blood as we can before we faint? $ vote space 1 for the most, like, the most that we can before we faint. $ vote space 2 if it's like, are you out of your mind? Listen, if this tree does not give us something badass from this, then we should cut the freaking tree down, alright? Maybe it gives us a magical treehouse or something. Maybe it gives us a root that heals us for like 75 times or something. Make a second altar to get more blood. Yeah, we seem to have lost the plot here a little bit. Alright. I heroically been to some stranger. Oh, this is terrible. Alright. Alright. Going once. Going twice. Maybe it's a cinnamon tree, yeah. Alright, here we go. Your blood spills on the altar. What the frick, dude? What? Okay, we're reloading this. Okay? It didn't do anything. Yes, I'm sure I want to do this. No. We're not doing this now. Not supervised 3-year-old. Damn this tree. All right. I think we should walk away from the tree. I don't know what the deal is with this tree, but like I don't. Clearly this is the only thing, and all right. The large tree. We'll worry about that large tree later. The tree is obviously broken. We didn't make the... unbelievable. All right, I did this so that we would actually save our healing potion. So we do, in fact, have our healing potion left over. All right. Unbelievable. All right, chat. So now what we've got here is we've got north or south. Now, north, remember, is towards Howler's Rest. I have no idea what we have to the south. And then to the east is to head back this way towards the ruins or towards the inn. But as you see, it's going to take an hour to get to the ruins, an hour and 45 there, and 2 hours to get back to the southern crossroads. And we were heading this way, just so people remember, so that we could theoretically go north. So with that in mind, chat, do you wish to go north, south, or back east? It's unreleased on disc DLC. Right. That's the actual twist, is that the devs never filled it in. They're like, oh crap, we forgot we left that tree in there. Oh, man. So remember, chat, north is where Howler's Dell is. That's where we were headed originally, going west. We were supposed to go west and then go north to Howler's Dell / the village that does necromancy stuff. We don't know what's to the south, so we could do that, but I'm just letting you know that, like, northwest is the original spot that we were heading towards. But there's no reason we can't go south. We weren't told not to go south, but I'm just letting you know. We should ask the tree roots. Pshaw! What'd I say to that? Hey, tree roots, what do you think? It's like, I don't know. Perhaps you should lick me again. Perhaps you should give me more blood. I like the crow, by the way, is like over our shoulder, like judging us as we're going through this too. All right, looks like we're heading possibly south. Going once. Going twice. Okay, south it is, chat. Chat is spoken. Time to go south. The shapes of mountains are cutting through the horizon. The water gradually gets less muddy. The cleaner it gets, the more animals you see. A family of deer blocks the road, resting and enjoying the cold water, which would be deadly for a human stomach. You consider riding around them through the sparse meadow, but your presence also causes them disquiet. Without much haste, they regroup and run east into the leafy forest. Travel forward. Ooh, look at this. You've reached Hag Hills, the wall of stones that has blocked the city's grasp. The one well-established route through them leads to the valley where you found Tullius' camp. There are no maps of the highlands nor local tribes, only stories. The beaten path leads you by the garden beds of herbs and vegetables to an old yet not abandoned mine hidden behind a massive door made of steel. I look around. There's no hitching rail for a mount. A bearded, skinny elder sits still on a bench, observing you like a sculpture, with his legs crossed and fingers interlocked on his abdomen. All right, here's what we got, chat. Now, these are the different options. We can be friendly and say, "Good day to you. Don't worry about my horse. I'll keep it away from your garden." We could be playful. I look around. I think someone swallowed your wall, old man. Better move your veggies inside. Okay. We could be distanced. I get off my horse respectfully. We could be intimidating. Without a word, I observe him from the saddle silently. Or we could be vulnerable. I get off my horse, and with a lowered head, I approach him. I'm seeking your guidance, old man. All right, now I happen to have a poll saved for just this purpose. And so I'm going to load. Let me rename something first. Okay, and then okay, so there we go. So now we have this chat. So again, we can decide. We found Dwarf Fortress. We can do either friendly, that's good day to you, don't worry about my horse, I'll keep it away from your garden. Playful, I look around, I think someone swallowed your wall, old man, better move your veggies inside. Distance, I get off my horse respectfully. Intimidating, without a word, I observe him from the saddle silently. Or, vulnerable, I get off my horse and with a lowered head I approach him. I'm seeking your guidance, old man. What say you, chat? Get your votes in now. Oops, hold on a second. Sorry, chat. Forgot I had to do that first before I did this. There we go. All right. Friendly, playful, distanced, intimidating, or vulnerable. All right. Last call. Last call, last call. Going once. Going twice. All right, friendly it is. Good day to you. Don't worry about my horse. I'll keep it away from your garden. Let's see. Only worms too stupid to understand me would eat what's mine. You dismount and mention that your palfrey is no worm, but the man reprimands you with a thick accent. Let me see you as to speak. I can hear without magic, but I'll read your lips. He doesn't yell, but his voice reminds you of a combat instructor from the city. His face is wrinkled, but he sits straight, with beard and hair still carrying glimpses of fair blonde. He's tanned like a worker, and his eyes are blue and piercing, as if they belong to an infant. You're nae from here, and I will nae welcome a stranger in this refuge. Say what you're looking for and begone. Good news is we have knowledge, so we can use that here. I've read about people like him in Wright's tablets, so this is an example where I don't need to ask Chad about this. I'm just going to go that direction. You ponder about his unusual vigor in the unguarded garden. He may be a spiritual leader of a pagan community, most likely a spellcaster. Druids try to protect others from nature's wrath by teaching them to respect the laws of balance and restraint. Different tribes develop their own traditions, but you know that in this province, such priests prefer to be addressed as forest speakers. Okay, keep that in mind. I explain who I am. What do you call him? All right. Well, we know the answer to that. Forest speaker. He lowers his head and closes his eyes, taking slow, deep breaths, forcing you to wait in silence. The elder is tall, with long hair and a beard that was let loose a long time ago. His sandals are covered in dust, and you spot dirt on his clothes and skin. The woolen tunic and linen were made with care, decorated with colorful threads at the collar and sleeves. Now all the blues and greens have faded, and the fabric is held together by patches and stitches. He unfolds his hands and puts them on his lap, palm up. You know our customs, at least some of them. Those who know how to bow to the trees will never suffer from wild creatures. I'll wait for him to look at me. The man stands up and approaches your palfrey. Without touching it, he observes its eyes, mane, stomach, and rear. Swift ignores his examination. My nose was right, then. Asterion is dead, as are his plans. Such is the fate of all dreamers. He turns towards you with a grim look. Are you going to look for him? You nod. Why? If he's vanished into the fogs, there's no point in putting yourself in danger. What do you expect to find? Okay, now normally, as I say, if I'm just gathering information, I won't ask chat. But in this case, I do think, actually, that this is a little bit different. Ooh, different kind of music. Because of what's being said. It's a job. So what are we going to say to him? We could say... So we could say it's a job. There's a reward for finding him. We could say he may need my help. We could say I need to know what kind of danger he encountered. We could say if he's dead, I want people to know about it. We could say if someone tried to make him disappear, they deserve to face justice. Or we could say, there's no reason why you need to know that. All right, chat, what do we say? Go back to the tree later. Yeah, he did mention trees. It's true. If he's a druid, we could ask questions if we get into that kind of conversation. So what do we say, chat? It's a job. He may need my help. I need to know what kind of danger he encountered. If he's dead, I want people to know about it. If someone tried to make him disappear, they deserve to face justice. Or there's no reason why you need to know about that. I'm digging this music. All right, last call. It's a job. There may be a reward. He may need my help. I need to know what kind of danger he encountered. If he's dead, I want people to know about it. If someone tried to make him disappear, they deserve to face justice. And there's no reason why you need to know that. Well, yeah. It's not quite over and over again, though, Rudenell. It's got, like, more lines. Admittedly, the bar was not very high. I mean, the music's fine. It's just there's in the previous ones is okay, except there's just way too little of it. They just needed to expand it. That's all. But yes, admittedly, it's not like spectacular. All right. I need to know what kind of danger he encountered. He's observing you carefully. Do you plan to get rid of this danger and maybe learn from Asterion's mistakes? Or are you still thinking about leaving this land for good? He starts to chuckle. Only the right questions will bring you the answers. With lively steps, he heads toward the spring. He washes his hands, once again forcing you to wait. All right, old people need time to gather their thoughts or dictate the pace of the conversation and put me in my place. We're going to do that because that's along lines with the other ones. Now he's happy with us. Oh my goodness, his voice is warm. So how can I help you? So this is an example, chat, of something where I'm not going to bother to go through and ask everybody things because all we're doing is gathering information. Haha, big boss. Exactly. You should do that. What's up, Naked Snake? All right, here we go. Let's go through. First of all, let's ask about Asterion. Have you met Asterion? He wanders among the garden beds from time to time, touching the leaves at hand.
He was here more than once. He was nae one to stand aside and let events play out by themselves. The villagers from the north are sometimes in need of my assistance, and Asterion was serving them as a messenger.
He bends down and tears away a small, flowerless plant.
He wanted to settle down among these roads, maybe to live freely. He had great plans and wanted to make his realm flourish. Rebuild the ruins, get rid of the brigands, and clear the trade route. I told him the forest needs nae more people and that this realm's too wild to feed and clothe everyone. His greed and dreams have eaten him, and now he's nae more.
He pauses, and you can hear his heavy breathing as if he's getting tired. He straightens up.
And as that, traveler, if you want to look for his shell, travel north. Far north. People there should know where he is.
I'll do that. All right, let's ask about the place. What can you tell me about this place?
Your eye sees what there's to know. People found copper in a cave. It's been abandoned for a long time now, so we turned it into a shelter to stay close to the sacred tree and its altar. We're servants, my wife and I, and this place is nothing more than a servant's house.
Okay, still gathering information, chat. What can you tell me about the peninsula?
I've lived here for almost a certainty, traveled both by the paths and through the wilderness.
His voice becomes stronger and makes you think of a bard.
But I will nae be your guide or a teacher, and if there's anything I can wish for, 'tis that you'll stay away from the woods. The creatures get angrier the more we take from them. They do not listen to our warnings, and one day they'll bury us under a storm of claws and fangs. There'll be nae soul to spare a tear after us.
His eyes are as harsh as a hawk's, making him look like a priest who hears a child asking for honey on a day of ceremonial fasting.
Dinna poke the hornet's nest. Dinna ride east and never use the path that runs through the heart of this land. That road was meant to save time, but brings only death. Be a servant, nae an overseer. Do not try to bend this place to your will.
He points at you and wags his finger after every word.
Your will, anyone's will, is the key to danger, nae salvation.
Need to take some risk to achieve my goals.
You need anything else?
All right, I've heard about some band... Oh, actually, let's ask about the altar. You tell me anything about the altar near the crossroads to the north?
'Tis the tree that you should pay attention to, the true gift from the forest. It answers to our offerings and rewards us with its magnificent fruits. They heal both shell and soul and make anyone who eats them stronger than they ever were. We gather around this altar whenever the winter ends, and whilst it requires a painful sacrifice from all of us, it prepares one soul for the future like nothing else could.
All right, well, we kind of knew that already. I mean, I guess. I want to know what happened to the village in the east.
I am not willing to tell you that.
He raises his chin and his beard shakes.
That shameful tale ought to be kept in the past for the sake of the living.
I've heard about some bandits. Were they bothering you? He strokes his beard, but then grasps it nervously.
There are souls who steal from White Marshes, a village in the north. They'd nae dare to show up here, but those brigands are brutes, simpletons. Eva, their leader, Glossia, listens only to force and will humiliate for the enjoyment of her band. She'll nae be afraid of some lost Roadwarden.
He lets go of his beard and lowers his head.
She's drifted so far away from her old self. A kind, bright girl from Gale Rocks, loved by her parents. But now, do not cross her, or she'll find you.
I dabble a bit in herbalism. Any chance you'd sell me some of the woundwort you grow here? He looks at you with a renewed curiosity, then rests at the wooden bench from where he glances at the pink flowers. His beard shakes as he tilts his head forward.
Wishing to help the wounded, I see. A notable goal.
Once his eyes turn toward your lips, you see a doubting, raised brow.
'Tis a good season to pick their flowers and leaves, but you'd leave me with nathan but the bare stalks and the black tubers in the soil, and I quite like these tubers. You wish to take the oils away, take care of the rest.
All right, let's do it.
Grab yourself a cloth from the bucket. Keep your knees from dirt.
His tone has not a hint of a light-hearted invitation. It's an order of a master addressing their pupil, a statement as undisputed as the color of the sky. Worst comes to worst, we need healing potions, right? You put away your belongings and grab both the cloth and a small spade that's placed next to it. As you prepare Swift to graze in peace, you notice a horned bear among the nearby trees just down the path. It completely ignores your presence, and as you're reaching for the axe, you hear a calm voice of the elder.
Let the beast drink in peace. They seek no harm.
After a minute or so, you place the cloth on the ground and kneel on it. You start by cutting away the oily parts of the plants with your dagger and placing them on a wax-soaked linen cloth, hoping they'll stay somewhat fresh before the season ends. You stop caring about the way they color your fingers with green and pink. You don't have to be gentle either. After all, you plan to remove the wound warts in their entirety. The man interrupts before you start digging.
I do not expect there's many herbs growing in the city.
You look at him and wipe your forehead with a sleeve. Okay, now this chat is something which isn't just gathering information. This needs us to say something. So, we could say, once you learn how to read, you can find a lot in the herbaria. Oops. The monastery has a great garden with all sorts of valuable and caretakers willing to share their knowledge. Actually, I probably don't need to write all this. My neighbors used to be farmers before they lost their home in the war. They helped me a lot. But people do have gardens in the city. Or, I shrug, I wasn't born in Hav-Leven. Okay, alright Chad, what should we say to him? Once you learn how to read, you can find a lot in the herbaria. The monastery has a great garden with all sorts of valuable plants. My neighbors used to be farmers before they lost their home in the war. They helped me a lot. But people do have gardens in the city, on the roofs outside of the wall and in small beds. Or I shrug, I wasn't born in Havlevin. So there's no right or wrong answer to this, I think. What this is doing basically is sort of establishing more of what we want our character to be. That's why I'm asking you folks to tell me. So if it's just gathering information where it's not going to like cut off paths, then I'm just going to do that because it speeds things up considerably. But if it's something like this is something where chat needs to weigh in. Or if it's something like, you know, how much freaking blood we have to give to a tree. Last call. All right, going once. Going twice. Okay. Monastery it is. He nods approvingly.
This is nae far away from the way we teach our youngsters. There's nae's better path to wisdom than through telling, showing, and acting all at once.
You stab the soil with the spade, getting to all the black rhizomes and roots you can find. The man tells you to leave the garden bed as it is so we can add some animal dung to it. You've gathered a small pile of yellowish worm-like tubers still covered in dirt, not much longer than a finger and disturbingly twisted. You gesture at the results of your work, but the man frowns and looks toward the pond.
Forgot to wash them, herbalist.
Okay. You get closer to the tiny waterfall. You stand across it and let the cool water do your job for you, in the meantime washing your hands. The refreshing touch tempts you to take a sip as well. Finally, you put the tubers on the bench, and the old man, without a comment, grabs one of them and puts it in his mouth, chewing with a hint of a smile. Your mount just woke up from its short nap. All right, good, excellent. Back to gathering information. What can you tell me about the druids? He strokes his beard gently.
I'll nae share our paths with strangers. We're aven for the people of Ours Dell and for their lands around it.
Okay, so Haldor's Dell. Seems like the path to the heart of the woods is quite dangerous.
It has a long and dark past and already caught many souls of its builders. 'Tis paved with blood, and last 10 years have revealed it was all for nothing. Since the days of... He glances at you, once again surprising you with how shiny and lively the blueness of his eyes is. of grand discord. The tribes of this land are locking themselves in their fields and houses, too afraid to leave 'em behind, too untrusting to meet other souls unguarded. 'Tis nae the first road to be claimed back by the wilderness, and will nae be the last.
You ask if he has any tips for you on how to survive such a trip, and he tells you it'd be wiser to just avoid it. He then reaches to his pocket, grabs a leaf, and puts it in his mouth, chewing gently.
Death may take many paths to a stranger, but cats are the one enemy that is both as dangerous in its stealth as in combat. No human can fight it alone. If you see one of them and it's nae too late, they nae provoke it, make it wary but nae scared. Look big, talk a lot, seek its action in its eyes.
All right, so intimidating, I guess, if we face a cat, like a big cat, would be useful. How can you survive in this place being all by yourself? His raised voice makes him sound like a preacher.
One day, me and my wife will be but defenseless old people, but we've studied Numa and leaves for many decades. I heal wounds and illnesses of humans and animals alike, and the beasts listen to our whispers. The holy seed lets our shells wait for death and strength.
Okay, I'm looking for a job.
I believe your goodwill, and I'm in need of your help.
He gestures for you to follow into the pond.
'Tis nae a dangerous task, but one that I can nae complete by myself, and my spells are nae enough to ask animals to fetch for me.
He speaks very slowly.
At the northern coast you'll find Gale Rocks, a village of fishers. One of them is in my debt, and I want you to collect what's mine.
You want to ask him about this debt, but he doesn't look at you. What's up, Fena Zavapka? He points at a shiny large fish with orange and golden scales that's swimming just nearby.
This gorgeous creature is an empress carp, one of the few animals that thrive both in the seas and the lakes.
You don't know where the man found the large worm that he now drops in the water, feeding his pet.
Go to that place and find Photius. He's a young father, an ocean folk with scars on his neck which he'll nae hide. Ask for a male empress carp, but beware. I need it alive so it can mate with the one I have.
He stands up and approaches you.
I do nae sleep on dragon bones, but there's Numa in my blood. I'll use some of it to heal your wounds, though nae more than once. That's fine.
Okay.
I'm glad. The empress carp we have keeps our water clear of leeches, at least as much as it can. One more would help us greatly.
All right, so we're going to have to get this fish for this dude. Can I enter the cavern? We can't do that. All right, so there we go. So basically, chat, we have to get this guy's approval, which means we're going to have to go north. So that makes it fairly easy. Let's save this, by the way. Let's go with that. Let's travel. Exactly. Hey, sleep well, big boss. It's always a pleasure to have you. All right, so we're going to go back to the north because this is where we came from. You slow down. Among the shrubs, a small pack of dragonlings is feasting on the carcass of a gray auroch. One of them, with red feathers on its arms, straightens up and gives you a curious glance. Its head tilts left and right, forward and back. It screeches at you but doesn't move forward and returns to its meal. You wonder what would happen if you were on foot. Would they let you be satisfied with their prey? Or would they run after you? But if so, for what reason? For now, you have enough space to move forward, yet stay safe. The powerful jaws break the monster's bones loudly, then bite off and swallow chunks of meat. All right. Go vote, everybody. Exactly. Please do. If you're in the U.S., please go vote. I ride forward, but I keep my distance and look over my shoulder. The beaten road serves your palfrey well. The forest to your left becomes sparse and brighter, and there are dozens of human-made paths among the fruit-bearing trees. On your right, there's a large pasture with at least a dozen massive mouflons. 2 of them, already sheared, look comically small. Soon after that, you ride alongside vast, flourishing fields filled with rye still green, preparing itself patiently for the second harvest. The path ends with a massive wooden gate. The stone wall, separating you from the glow of lights behind it, isn't as tall as the roofs, but you can't imagine climbing to its top. There are pretty much no cracks, no missing bricks, a sign of many hours of labor, especially considering how massive the settlement is, as wide as a city district. The birds and monkeys are now just a distant echo, replaced with the sounds of carts, running, hammers, saws, laughter, and shouts. This is Howler's Dell. All right, chat, this is what we were looking for. We need to go to Howler's Dell as a reminder for a couple of reasons. We need to go to Howler's Dell, first of all, to see about whether or not we might find Asterion. We need to go to Howler's Dell because the road to Howler's Dell is safe. Oh, okay. So we also need to make sure that it's free, so we can let the scavenger go free. Forgot about that. Glossy is banned. We need to get in touch with Thace, the mailer of Howler's Dell. Okay, so... Yeah, you wandered in an off hour and voted? Yeah, I did so earlier today as well, but there's also obviously a ton of mail-in votes and a lot of early votes and so on. A bunch of stuff. Okay. All right, so, chat, what we have to decide here is, and then we're going to have to decide about traveling, but first let's just get a sense of, where we're at. So this, again, is a poll that I'm opening because this has to do with how our character is. So $vote space 1 means you say, finally, maybe I can rest here. $vote space 2 means I don't feel comfortable in large settlements, let's get this over with. So basically it's our response to how we feel about where we are, I think. And then what I'm planning to do, actually, is I want to double check and see how long it'll take us to travel to get back down to the settlement, tell the dude that Howler's Dell is free, and then go back up to Howler's Dell. I want to see if we can do that before it gets dark. But we can't do that until we clear this area, so... Yeah, so I don't know that there's a right or wrong answer to this. It's kind of what we imagine our character to be. All right, last call, going once. Twice. All right. Don't feel comfortable in large settlements. Let's get this over with. A young man is leaning against the closed gate, covered by its shadow. He's young, tanned, and has a short, elegantly trimmed red beard. Beneath a green gambeson, he wears an expensive tunic decorated with colorful trim. From his arm hangs a steel helmet, though the metal is so thin that it's mostly made of wool and leather. He moves into the light and takes on the posture of a disciplined soldier, not a mercenary. He's standing upright with his chin up. There are two weapons on the ground, leaning on the wooden beams of the gate, an axe made of steel and a wooden club. He doesn't reach for either. You dismount smoothly, still having some vigor left. Swift holds its tail high. A narrow path leads north toward two field workers, one with a hoe and one with a pitchfork. They wave to you. You can't see their faces, but their clothes are simple. Gray pants and vests made from hemp and wool. Do we wave back? Why not? That's $vote space 1. Or do we say it's better to keep some distance? I just approached the guard. $vote space 2. So $vote space 1, we wave back. $vote space 2, better to keep some distance, just approach the guard. And I have not yet had the opportunity to go south, pick up the guy, come back up north, and see if we can do that before darkness sets in. All right, going once. Going twice. Okay, I wave back. Why not? They talk for a bit, looking toward you and pointing at your mount, then walk away, disappearing behind the wall's corner. The guard smiles, yet avoids your eyes, and has to clear his throat before he speaks. Welcome, traveler. If you're nae here to make trouble, Howler's Dell welcomes you. We have the whitest flower there is. When he bows, you realize it's a well-practiced performance. If it's new garments you're looking for, you can order everything you need right here, in all colors, shapes, and sizes. Capes, boots, vests, robes. Or if you're yourself a master of the needle, I can assure you we have the fabric you're looking for. His act is over, and he glances at your mount in a moment of silence. His eyes get wider as he observes it with a childlike fascination. So we can either say, this is Swift, it helps me patrol the roads, you can pet its side if you want but no sudden movements, or second, I'm Mr. Tibbs, your new Roadwarden, I want to see your mayor. So $ vote space 1 to say this is Swift, it helps me patrol the road, you can pet its side if you want, no sudden movements, or 2, if you want to say I'm Mr. Tibbs, your new Roadwarden, I want to see your mayor. All right, last call. Last call. Going once. Going twice. Okay. This is Swift, helps me patrol the roads. You can pet its side if you want, but no sudden movements. He follows your instructions. Even though your palfrey pays no attention to the man's careful touch, the guard grins widely. I'm Mr. Tibbs, your new Roadwarden. I want to see your mayor. A city folk, aye? Mayor's busy but a lasker. Give us a moment to let you in. He knocks at the gate, which is then pulled inward by 2 other guards, a man and a woman, wearing their old gambesons, similarly green but tailor-made to match their figures. The nearby buildings are simple houses made of wooden beams and covered with thatch, while the storehouse is even more modest with a roof made of planks. The watchtower is a ladder made of ropes and sticks, no stairs. Just give me a moment. The guard strides away before he finishes the last word. The others close the gate behind you and observe your mount carefully. Your eyes run east to a humming creek running through the center of the village. I wait for the return of the messenger. Calming sound, eh? That's Howler's Creek. The guard, like most of the locals, is taller than you. Wide but shallow, there's nae been a flood in years. Pa told me there used to be nae bridges. Neighbors crossed it with their boots and their hands. And 'tis clean like a rain drop, but there are nae many fish. We're the cleanest village in the north. Her companion chuckles brightly. What's my favorite Disney princess? Probably Moana. When the guard returns, he's still alone. She can nae come now. A friend of mine's in labor, aye. The mayor wants to be there when the child arrives, but I was asked to show you the village. Okay. He approaches the watchtower. Tie your mount here, we'll keep the kids away. Most of the neighbors are getting ready to celebrate. Once you're done, he grabs the rope ladder. The view from up there is gorgeous. Alright. Even though the ladder swings in all directions, the guard gets to the top quickly, like a monkey. You'd have to say Cinderella. Alright. Seems fair enough. Like a monkey climbing up creepers. You, on the other hand, need to stop and wait for the ladder to calm itself. When you join the man on the wooden platform, you're a bit dizzy. He's leaning on the wooden parapet, observing the area with a smile. See? There's nae place like Howler's Dell. The guard points in every direction, giving you no time to contemplate. For the next few minutes, he describes the fields and their crops, the flocks in the pastures and the shepherds inspecting the fences, the ancient garden of trees and bushes larger than the village itself, the sunlight dancing on the stream to its own tune. If you're to believe everything he describes, this place has access to everything in abundance. The sweetest honey, the most fragrant bread, the softest wool. And the beer? 'Tis excellent. He sounds like a city merchant who's trying to sell an old house. All right, chat, so do we say, what an annoying kid. Near Hovlevin, you could find 5 larger and richer settlements in less than 2 days. Or, no wonder he's so proud, why wouldn't he be? They've tamed this scrap of land and live in comfort. So easy poll here, chat. $ vote space 1 means you say what an annoying kid. $ vote space 2 is no wonder he's so proud. Can you imagine that first one? You're just kind of like, what a clown. Like, geez, dude. He's just very proud of his own city. Nothing wrong with that. All right. Last call, last call. Yeah, I'm glad. I kind of did not want to be like, shut up, stupid kid. I was hoping that we wouldn't say that. Going once, going twice. Okay. No wonder he's so proud. Why wouldn't he be? They've tamed this scrap of land and live in comfort. The islet in the middle connects both parts of the village. That's this one right here. According to the man, the northern gate is hardly ever opened, as it leads nowhere now. Near the eastern gate, there's the Ape Ale Inn, where you can find a bed and victuals, and there's the stall where Archaeus records our work unless we annoy him with pointless talk. He lets out a chuckle. On the opposite side of the creek, there's another white house. It belongs to Bayan, the best clothier in the north. The priests live in the southeast near the wall, but they do not talk to strangers. You also hear about the hunter, the cooper, the fisher, the miller. The pie maker lives with his sister, the baker. The smith and her husband, the carpenter live with their kids. Yeah, he's like the head of the Chamber of Commerce, right, Arudnell? Yeah, exactly, Patrick. Some of the larger buildings could accommodate 2, maybe even 3 generations at once. There could be more than 100 dwellers here. You consider stopping his speech, but he suddenly points at the islet again. There, see? The mayor's coming, the one wearing purple. You're free to join her, traveler. Nod and climb down. You try to get down quickly, but 2 steps are enough to make you sure that it's a bad idea. You wait for the ladder to find its balance. You're relieved when you touch the ground again. You untie your palfrey and follow the guard. You pass a small pasturage surrounded by a wooden fence, a few loose chickens, and a tethered boar. The fancier buildings are covered with whitewashed coating and surrounded with vegetables, herbs, and flowers. The bridges are wide enough to carry even a wagon, but for Swift, walking on the wooden beams is far from pleasant. The islet is empty, but you notice an empty stall painted with the shapes of colorful flowers. Walk over the second bridge. Along the entire path, you notice more and more people observing you, smiling, or casually greeting you as they're focused on their own tasks. Finally, you reach the main square. A large tree grows in the center, surrounded by dark water, held together by a thin wall, perfect for sitting, but the smell coming from the liquid makes you think of rotten eggs. The plant reminds you of the tree you saw in the south next to the swamp altar. In the north, you see the Ape Ale Inn. Judging by the tables, stools, and benches outside of it, it's open for guests. The villagers are chatting and dining loudly, and you catch their curious glances. On the side of the dining area, the merchant is arguing with a tall, broad-shouldered worker. An old man is sitting by himself. Old man, look at myself. Eating a pie with a walking stick leaning against the table. Oh, what kind of pie? A young woman is cleaning the empty mugs in the creek, speaking with a man at least twice her age, maybe her father. Need a spot to tether Swift. There's a wide wooden roof right next to the gate that shelters carts, crates, and sacks. You move your mount next to a donkey to a beam placed here just for this purpose. Without a moment of hesitation, Swift starts to chew on the nearby haystack. You have some time to make sure it doesn't struggle with your bundles. You return to the inn, look for the mayor, and approach her. She's sitting on a chair with a 4-year-old boy on her knees. She's holding his hand gently, showing him how to eat gruel from a bowl. It's not a cheap meal, though. You spot nuts, berries, and milk, and the added honey makes it yellowish. The kid is clean and quiet, and once he notices your arrival, he crams his mouth with a spoonful of oats. Now, love, the mayor titters. Dinna get distracted. She rubs the meal off his face. A few more spoons and you'll go help Pop in the kitchen, aye? She gives you a radiant, though apologetic smile, then turns her attention back to her companion. Observe her more closely. Her long, full-sleeved linen dress must have been dyed once in blue and once in red to achieve its dark, fancy purple, which would draw looks even in Hovleven. From her left shoulder hangs a green woolen cape as thin as a shawl. The brown belt on her waist has a large steel buckle that portrays a running deer with unrealistically large antlers growing in all directions like tree branches. Unlike her tribesfolk, she's pale, with powdered and that's funny, Rudna. With powdered and rouged cheeks, and her lips match her outfit, though are a bit closer to wine red. The thick gray strands in her long blonde hair look more like a fashion choice than a result of aging. Her eyes are the color of her cape, keen and vigorous. She's shorter than most people around, though would still be the tallest woman in most of the northern settlements. While she's around 40, her slim hands add fragility to her appearance, even though her posture is upright, her legs confidently crossed, and her delicate voice assertive. She makes plenty of gestures, but her shoulders hardly ever move. Wait for as long as it takes. After a few more minutes, the boy lets out a gentle cough, and after a pat on the back, the mayor puts him on the ground. You did a great job, love, but now I need to speak with our guest. Darling, she addresses one of the inn workers, a girl close to 15. Take in to father, will you? Her tone suddenly gets firmer, leaving no hint of a question or suggestion. Yes, Ma, she responds. Both her hair and her eyes are nothing like those of her brother, and neither of the kids resemble their mother. So we have a Roadwarden again. Please sit down. She vaguely shows you the palm of her open hand, letting you pick any place you want. All right, chat, here's another one where we have to decide what chat wants us to be like. Since I'm her guest, I sit on the bench next to her, that's option 1, or I sit on the stool opposite her because I'm here as a trade partner. What do you think? $ vote 1 for guest, sitting on a bench next to her. $ vote 2 for sitting on the stool opposite her. I'm here as a trade partner. What do we think? And programming note, we're going to be on for about another 10 minutes, and then we will wrap up for the evening. But I will be back on my own channel in about 2 hours. I'll be doing some awesomeness with Citizen Sleeper, courtesy of GOG.com's Twitch channel, and of GOG.com. And that's going to have my vocal team of Zach Clay and Little Red Dot will be continuing their work with Citizen Sleeper. That's on my channel, 9 p.m. Eastern. And then Flaos is going to be over here at 10 p.m. Eastern if you want to check out some of Shadowrun Hong Kong, which he's going to be playing some of. I know, right, Arudnell? Seriously. We have to figure out what gets us to that spot as close as possible, right? Looks like we're not going to be able to get back down to the dude and to get him up to Hollow's Dell before it turns dark, which is too bad. But last call. Okay, so I'm going to sit on a bench next to her. The flowing water hits silently the rocks and wooden stakes surrounding the aisle, then splits into 2 stream beds. In Havloven, the river is surrounded by tall walls, protecting the banks from deterioration, and the water is seldom free of dirt. Here, the smell is as fresh as it would be in the woods. The mayor observes your outfit carefully, as first looking as if she just ate an onion, but then puts on a polite smile. Once your eyes meet, she hardly ever looks away. Yeah, well, my appearance is a problem. I tried to wash up like 5 times, lady. I'm sure you're hungry. My husband will bring us something soon. Okay. Didn't mention it. Hunger makes me peevish, and the day is too nice for that. She taps her chest and looks at a flock of birds that fly above you loudly, heading south. As we're waiting, be so good as to help me understand something. Even if you're but a mercenary, I cannot imagine a single reason for you to choose this realm for your wandering, nay so long after Asterian's disappearance. There's nae's glory or treasures to find here. Her pale fingers form a tent in her stomach, then clasp, leaving the 4 fingers pointing at you. You were sent here by the merchants. They want the peninsula. Okay, so now we have a choice. Right, I did that wrong. I meant to load. This one. Okay. So, chat, we could be friendly. I present Hovloven's interest as an opportunity. We could be playful. I portray the situation as lightly as I can. We could be distanced. I simply explain the situation. We could be intimidating. I say I make it clear collaborating with the city would keep her people safe. Or 4, vulnerable, she caught me. I don't hide the fact that the guild needs new opportunities. All right, chat, how are we going to put this to her? Do we friendly? I present Hovloven's interest as an opportunity. Playful? I portray it as lightly as I can. Distanced? I simply explain the situation. Intimidating? I make it clear collaborating with the city would keep her people safe. Or vulnerable? Well, she caught me. I don't hide the fact that the guild needs new opportunities. What's it going to be, chat? $ vote space 1 for friendly, 2 for playful, 3 for distanced, 4 for intimidating, or 5 for vulnerable. Please get those votes in. Please get those votes in, chat. And again, once we get to the information portion of things, I'll just do this on my own. But for this, I have to find out what chat's view of itself is, basically. So, we're going to be friendly, playful, distanced, intimidating, or vulnerable. So far, we only have 1 vote there. I think we can do better than that. Let's get another vote or 2 in there, please. Plox. Okay. Hey, what's up, Takanjia? Show vulnerability and she will eat you. Okay, last call. That's funny. Sorry, chat. One family question going on. Lovely. All right. So we're going to be friendly about it. I present Havelman's interest as an opportunity. You introduce yourself and touch on the more obvious sides of the potential deal with the guild and the city chief. The troops, their pay, and the patrols they would establish, the overview of taxes. Trade routes would bring new life to this place. You try to sound warm. It's a win-win. Throughout your speech, the mayor observes you patiently without interruptions. I see, she finally responds. As she observes your palfrey, she twists her deer buckle left and right, left and right. If it was that simple, I'd be eager to applaud. But it never is that simple, is it? Her eyes fill up with melancholy despite her smile. I appreciate that you're coming with a carrot, not a stick. But when it comes to the guild, there's always a catch. Her accent is now almost identical to the one used in the city. Okay, so this is just gathering information. What sort of catch? Well, maybe I phrased it poorly. She bursts into a joyless laughter. Not eye catch, but rather all sorts of traps and omissions. Like with that saying, give 'em a finger and they'll take the whole hand. Here, listen to this trick I learned about during my studies. She theatrically clears her throat, patting her chest with one hand and covering her mouth with another, then leans forward and rests on her elbows, allowing her hands to freely make gestures. You make a deal with the settlement. Flour and wool in exchange for coin and tools. You send the first traders and they imply that you're ready to pay more for, let's say, parchment. Months later, you want no more rye, just the parchment and wool. We can nae butcher any more mufflons, the locals say. Don't worry, you answer. We'll send you a small flock. Just turn one of your fields into a pasturage. As she pretends to speak as different characters, her voice comically shifts, and she has no issue switching between accents. She swings her hand above the table. Another year goes by, and while there's more parchment, the village lacks some crops. The tribe needs not just tools and coins, plenty of coins, but also seeds, and the guild is not satisfied.
Sending our wagons cost a lot, and there's more highwaymen now. If you want us to come again, you need more mouflons and to sell us their cheese. And guess what? With a haunting laugh, she straightens up and spreads her arms like someone a third her age. Turns out the village can't say no anymore. They lack supplies, seeds, and land. They can't refuse. Okay, chat. How do we respond to that? Do we say, I nod, she's right and it's better not to say anything stupid? Do we say, don't you think the city would see value in keeping you strong? Or do we say, I smile, I have no doubt that a smart leader like yourself is going to protect her people from those games? All right, chat, what do you think? Do we say, I nod, she's right, it's better not to say anything stupid? Do we say, don't you think the city would see value in keeping you strong? Fewer risks for them? Or do we say, I smile, I have no doubt that a smart leader like yourself is going to protect her people from these games? It's maybe the last vote of the night, chat, I think, because we're closing in on when I have to close up shop. So now's the chance to get your vote in. $ vote space 1 for I nod, $ vote space 2 for don't you think, or $ vote space 3 for I smile, I have no doubt that a smart leader blah blah blah. Is sarcasm implied? I don't know, actually. I doubt very much that we're being sarcastic. At least I don't think so. All right, going once, going twice. Narcissus, who's always sarcastic, except when he's not. Really? Oh, sure, you say that now, Darth Sisu. All right. I smile. I have no doubt that a smart leader like yourself is going to protect her people from these games. Oh, how wonderful! Keep the compliments coming! No soul in the square reacts to her loud laughter. But all that doesn't mean I can counter every single city ploy on my own. That's the good thing about living here with these kind people all around us. She nods towards two little girls that are carrying a basket filled with vegetables between them. If some of us struggle, we all have to deal with the consequences. We all struggle, but we all benefit. But Havlevin, if they see profit in chopping off our arms, they'll sell them to the first bidder. She gives you a sad glance, but cheers up after a sigh. Let's finish the introductions. I'm Thace, one of the keepers of the 8 Bale Inn and the mayor of Howler's Dell. We've been looking for this person. I assume it'd be convenient for you to take my answer back to Havlevin. She wonders for a moment. Say, when could we expect the first caravan? After winter? Depends on what you can sell and what you want in return. While the conversation goes on, the food gets served. The refreshing aroma of roasted mutton covered with a thick sauce made of mint, parsley, and honey tempts you to bite in right away. The juices are sinking into the round trencher, a plate made of simple brown bread. There's also a small bowl filled with chopped red radishes and a sliced boiled egg, and a mug filled with cold buttermilk. Hey, nourishment, 4 out of 4. We are completely full. 3 is more flattery, I agree. It's all brought by a few young people, all of them referring to the mayor as their mother. And in the end, the innkeeper himself shows up to wish you a good meal. He's wearing a clean orange tunic and a not-so-clean apron made of hemp. He politely introduces himself as Eric's, and after confirming you won't get sick from what he prepared, he leaves you and his wife to your conversation. Thace tears the meat into smaller pieces, then eats slowly, often expressing her enjoyment with a hum. Meanwhile, we get to the important stuff. Sounds like the nearby ground is fertile. The village would gladly pay its taxes in grain and vegetables with the expectation that a squad of soldiers would provide additional protection. Our youth is strong, she claims proudly, so we don't need your guards on our walls. But a lone Roadwarden won't keep the roads passable. We need fighters willing to patrol the paths, maybe even the heart of the woods. That's what we'd expect in return. You're not an expert when it comes to linen, cheese, and wool, so the mayor spends a good couple of minutes describing the outstanding quality of what the village has to offer, especially the clothes, which are meant to be as unique as those made by Master Crispus.
You vaguely recognize the name of this tailor shoemaker, but you've never earned enough to pay him for as much as a single sleeve. And of course, we'll never reject some steel and bronze. We lack alloys for sickles and scythes. She then repeats her question about starting a trade route. Truth be told, the guild is not sure what the peninsula has to offer. It's going to take more than your village to convince them. Understandable, but you won't find much in the other tribes. They have barely enough to survive, even after they trade for our crops, for we have the only decent soil in this realm. At least the people of Gale Rocks have salt and barrels of fish, while Creek sells meat and wood. That's actually good. This is giving us information about the peninsula. Actually, if you haven't been in Creeks yet, the farthest village in the northeast, you could give them a chance. She nods with a smile. They could use your help with keeping their roads safe. White Marshes, on the other hand, as well as Old Pagos, are close to worthless. For a trade route, that is. She clears her throat. After these words, she stands up, walks to another table, and offers her trencher to an elderly man who sits there by himself. With a trembling voice, he thanks her, then starts to chew on the soggy bread. Seems all right. She sits down, wipes her hand into a clean cloth, adjusts the folds of her cape, and once again crosses her legs. So tell me, Mr. Tibbs, how's Hovlevin? I haven't gathered much news since the invasion. Okay, I think that, chat, unfortunately, I would like to continue, but I think that's probably going to have to do it. Because we did make some very good progress today, actually. We got to the mayor, and we're going to be able to now turn in, at least in a little bit, we'll be able to turn a quest. Gotten all this peninsula stuff. We also need to make sure that it's available for the guild, and this is one place where we'll be able to do that. We're going to need to talk to... Where's the one Thace? Is it Glossia's band? Yeah. According to Pell's Innkeep, so we have to bring him her response. So we're going to have to do that. We've also got to get the scavenger up here as well. But we've made pretty good progress, I would say. Let's overwrite that save. Let's return. Let's quick save. And that, chat, is going to do it. Good stuff for today, though. We made some very good progress. We are now up to... We have now played it for 8 hours and 53 minutes. We've played Roadwarden. So we have played for a good bit of time. And yes, I would like to close the application from Effect Life. All right. So, good stuff, everybody. I enjoyed this. I hope you folks did as well. We are going to play some more of this, I think, but not for a couple of weeks, because next week I'm not going to be here. I'll be on my own channel, but during the time I would normally doing Pen and Pixels, I'm going to be getting interviewed by someone on stage at the Fairfield Theater Company, talking about game mastering and about writing and about live streaming, in fact. And it is itself going to be live streamed, but not here or on my channel. So I'm going to be doing that next week. So there'll be I'll be on my own channel next week, as I say, but there'll be no Pen and Pixels next week. 2 weeks from now, we have got D&D with GOG Ghosts of Saltmarsh with the crew, so I'll be with them doing that 2 weeks from now. And 3 weeks from now, we will have the rescheduled Talisman Adventures, and we'll be doing that in 3 weeks. And then the week after that is going to be the first week of December, and we will see what is up for us at that time. Now, in about an hour and a half, am going to be back on my channel playing some Citizen Sleeper with my voice team, Little Red Dot and Zach Clay. I encourage everyone to stop by for that. And then at 10 p.m. Eastern, you can come back here, or you can stay there for a bit and then come back here, however you want to do it, because Fleos is going to be playing some Shadowrun Hong Kong for you later on this evening. So that's what we've got over the next few hours for you folks. I hope you folks enjoyed what you saw and heard, and if so, I hope you will follow the channel. I hope you will also subscribe to us here on GogCom's Twitch channel, and I hope you will consider clicking through and checking out our individual channels, because we have our own individual subsystems and Patreons and all that kind of good stuff as well. But until next week, and also I'll be back on my channel, I should say, as well on Friday for my Valorword game, where I'm a player in that, a tabletop game where It is a court. It's a game of court and of courtly game of intrigue and stuff like that. So you're definitely going to want to be here for that. But otherwise, thanks a lot, chat. This was fun today. I hope you folks enjoyed it, and I will be back, as I say to you, lovely folks, on my channel about an hour and a half for more awesomeness on my channel, and then again, a couple hours you can be back here if you like for Flayos playing some Shadowrun Hong Kong. Until I talk to you folks next, everyone have a good one, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks for Pen and Pixels back here. But that's it for now. Everyone, enjoy yourself. Keep safe. And again, if you have not done so already and you're in the United States, go vote. It really, really does matter. Go and do your civic duty and go and do something which will also benefit yourself. Let your voice be heard. And with that little point from my soapbox, everybody have a good one. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.